Although the term was first coined in 1978, the concept of imposter syndrome is old as humanity itself. The feeling, especially for leaders, that they're not supposed to be there or that they're underqualified is something that all of us, and yes, I said all of us, experience at one point or another. This video is going to redefine imposter syndrome so that you can understand that it's not only natural for you to feel this way, but it is an advantage for you to feel this way. So first, let's define imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome at its base is the feeling that you're not quite qualified to be doing the job that you're doing. It's this feeling that you're not supposed to be there, and this fear that people are going to find out that you have fears and apprehensions in your leadership role and that you're figuring things out as you go along. Now, the research state that 70 to 80% of all leaders have reported experiencing this feeling of imposter syndrome. And I would argue that the remaining 20 to 30% of those people are liars. Every single one of us has felt this feeling. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to prove to you why. Usually when I'm coaching someone through imposter syndrome, I like to redefine it as the imposter experience. The second mindset that will support you in this imposter syndrome is to reject imposter syndrome altogether. Usually when I'm coaching individuals through imposter syndrome, I usually invite them to look at it as the imposter experience. Because again, a syndrome is something that only impacts a small percentage of the population, whereas the imposter syndrome is actually an experience. It is something that we all experience. However, I recently watched a graduation video that blew my mind. And it goes to show that you can always be learning about something, even if it is your specialty. Now, I'm going to save my absolute geek out for this video for another Mics and Movies video coming soon to you. Not only is this an unbelievable textbook, effective, powerful speech, but it also challenges the fact that imposter syndrome is a construct to limit minority individuals from reaching positions of leadership. So I've actually taken my strategy of coaching people out of imposter syndrome into imposter experience and rejecting the imposter syndrome experience altogether. So if we understand that all of us experience this and we choose to reject it, what's next? I mean, Eric, I know that I feel underqualified. I know that I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. And my response to you is this: welcome to leadership. And that's the third strategy to pushing through this feeling of being an imposter, is embrace leadership. A leader, by every sense of the word, is someone who goes forward ahead of others. Someone who is a trailblazer, someone who is going where no one else has gone before. And so naturally, you're going to have this feeling, this sense that you don't quite have it all figured out. And isn't it interesting that most of us leaders, and I'm including myself in this, want to have everything figured out before we lead? But having everything figured out before we lead isn't real leadership. It's just a guide. A leader sets forth a path, understands that there's going to be obstacles and challenges to that path, and is confident that they can lead themselves and others to that vision. There will always be fear, apprehension, questioning, and this overwhelming sense of, oh no, what's going to happen if they find out that I don't have it all together? My encouragement to you, if you have that sense of feeling, to embrace it, because every single leader, every single one should have their heart beating a little faster, their forehead dripping with a little bit of sweat. There should be nerves as you're leading others into uncharted territory. There are many confidence and emotional intelligence tools to help you build up your self-worth and self-belief. But I believe in this instance, when we're dealing with the imposter syndrome, it is best to reject the concept altogether and embrace that you are a leader. You're not always going to have everything figured out. You're probably, actually, definitely going to make mistakes. And it is that journey, that process that makes you a true leader and not at all an imposter. As always, make sure that you hit subscribe and share this video with someone who might be experiencing imposter syndrome. And as always, make sure you come off mute and speak up your story. We'll see you soon.